happen to offend my political connects, understand I have no time to be politically correct. I speak it from my soul, so let my thoughts reflect the passion in my voice, be poetically correct.
Nah, I ain't heard this.
You ain't heard this?
I'm about to learn something.
Yeah. All right, well.
Yeah.
Hype with some energy. Now, this is Poetically Correct. I am
sir.
Poetically, Poeticlee. This is
Rome DeCarlo, reporting
Now,
live.
don't say nothing yet, because
We have a
if you're
special.
watching visually, we have the rock star poet here.
Yes.
But if you're listening, you don't know. You just heard two voices so far.
Poetry is the new sexy.
Poetry is the new sexy. I like that.
Yes.
It is.
And
Sauce.
matter of fact, hold on, we're gonna get into that poetry being the new sexy. But if you're listening, or if you're watching, you see it's three people here. Not just three people, but three poets. But one of these poets is a little different.
Baltimore's finest.
Baltimore, are you from
Represent
Baltimore? We're gonna get
all
to that.
day.
Hold on, no. Let me not ask my question. Let me get to who you are. He's nasty. And I don't mean just nasty, freaky. He gets freaky with the mic. When I say freaky with the mic, it's like he's making love to the mic. When I say making love to the mic, I mean he makes that mic come. When I say he makes the mic come, I mean he's gonna make your ears bleed. When I say make your ears bleed, not the bad bleeding. It's just gonna bleed just love. It's gonna bleed. You just gonna want to hear more. You just gonna be sucked into your seat. Like your seat, your ass cheeks will be imprinted into the seats. That's how far deep you will be listening to this man. And soon you'll just be standing up. Cause you just, and then when you stand up, you just gonna fall right back down because his words just knock you out like that.
Let's
I'm
go.
talking about Tyson in the first round knockout with the bars, with the similes,
Let
with
him
the
know.
metaphors,
Yeah.
with the double entendres.
Yeah.
Should I say what more should I say?
Man, you covered it, bro.
I think
Did I
that's
cover
pretty
it?
much-
Poet, entrepreneur,
Yeah.
Entrepreneur,
Yeah.
host,
Yeah. All that.
MC.
MC,
It's one of God's vessels. That's
one
it.
of God, but
Yeah.
the rock star poet B Rock, yo.
Yeah,
Mr. B-Rock,
What
make
up,
some
what
noise.
up, what up, what up?
I feel like we should have some claps right there.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
should. Yeah,
we're
we
gonna get the
gotta
sound effects up. There it is. There it is.
Wait a minute.
I'm excited as fuck.
Yeah, we need some,
Man,
sound
yeah.
effects.
That's the next move, bro.
Yeah, we need some sound
We
Sound
about to get
effects.
some.
Yeah, man. Get it.
But yo, that was, I gotta give a shout out to Lee because that was the most like epic intro that we've done so far.
Like that was,
Well,
I felt it through my soul.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
that's good. Well, first off, let me say this real quick.
It's like the Breakfast Club and shit.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully, but let me say this because this show, it's a show like poetry. It's a show of poets, spoken word artists, because we deliver a message. As Roman and I said several times, poets are like the prophets of times. We deliver a message. No diss to any other artist or anything like that, but poetry is in the sense of how we use the words, how we carry the words. We are the wordsmiths, and how we deliver it and how it's spread amongst the people in a heartfelt manner. Sometimes without the instrumental, without the beat, it's just the words that carry the beat of the soul and the heart, right? So with that being said, I like sometimes for this show to have a message behind it. Well, not like, but with Rome having his message on his thoughts on how we develop as a culture, with my message on thoughts, how sometimes we can move business-wise, right? It's not intended to be guest-heavy. It's not for that. But I saw you last night, and I was like, yo.
I seen you too.
Yeah, yeah, that happened. And we was just talking about the show. You asked me about it. I was thinking like, shoot, what you doing in the morning?
Yeah.
Just come on
Like,
through.
shit, I'm 15 minutes away.
Exactly. So we had to make it happen like that. So
Yeah, he hit me with the text. He sent me the topics. He's like, "Oh yeah, be on time. We got a surprise tomorrow." I was like, "Oh boy, I don't know what's about to happen." And you walked through the door. I was like, "Let's go!" Because when we first put the show together, we had our desired guests, and you were definitely on both of our lists for people, somebody we wanted to have. But you weren't in Charlotte yet, so
Yeah.
it actually
that's
fell
true.
into place because we had kind of let it go,
Right.
and then here you are. So it's funny how that
man,
worked.
Yeah. I was supposed
That
to got
is
out here about 5-7 shows ago, maybe.
Yeah.
When y'all invited me out, and I just, just traveling, boom, and I
You
knew
were
I
on
wanted
tour,
to be
though,
on
at
here.
that time.
Yeah, I was on tour. Yeah, I was about to go on tour.
Yeah, you about to
I was about to go on tour.
that's right.
Yeah, and that was crazy. So we're here in Charlotte, man, and divine purpose, man. Just walking your divine path, man. Here we are, finally.
Dang.
Now, hold on. Before we get into the topics, 'cause we do have some things we're going to hit, some agendas that we want to hit today. But I do want people to understand who B-Rock is, what B-Rock's about. You call yourself the rock star poet, which I think is vital of itself, because we were talking like, with a poet named Superman, speaking things into existence. And that's one of the things you do with your name, Rockstar Poet. I look at it and I love it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people look at that and say, oh, that's arrogant. A lot of people say that's egotistical. But I look at it and say, well, you have rockstar music, you have rockstar, people say rockstar comedian. People, why not say rockstar poet? And what is a rockstar? I want both of y'all to express, what do y'all think a rockstar is?
Cat Williams, one of my favorite comedians of all time. He has a stand-up where he talks about being in tune with your star player.
Yeah.
Be in tune with your star player. What does he mean by that, man? It's like when he say he looks in the mirror, he said, "Motherfucker, you look tall today." You know what I'm saying? Like he's 5'5", 5'4". You know what I'm saying? But it's about saying you're a rock star. It's about having vision, man. Like it's like I don't just see myself as just a poet. I don't see myself as somebody who just gets on the stage and drops a metaphor and then sits down. No, I see myself as somebody who can set the stage on fire. Ever since the very first poem I spit, and that's just me believing in the gifts that God gave me. And people who feel like that's arrogant or that's egotistical, they don't really understand their greatness. But that's why I'm here, to show you what's possible, to show you where your capabilities can take you. Being a rock star isn't about, glitz and glamour and stuff like that. It's about impact. It's about the amount of uplift and amount of encouragement you can put inside of somebody else, who's just sitting there listening.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Hell yeah,
That's
man.
what I know.
Yeah. When I think rock star, I don't even go by necessarily probably the definition of the word, but I really feel like it has to do with, like you said, the way you touch people, the way you touch people's lives, because it's like that person's just being them, but their aura or what you gain from them, what you glean from them, really is what sticks with you. And I feel like that's the whole key to the whole thing.
Right. I like that. Like I said, I love it because you're putting that energy out there to the world. Plus, it does put the cloud, not say cloud, but it does put the weight on you. Like, all right, your ass better deliver now.
Right.
You calling your ass, you calling yourself a rock star poet.
Right.
What's really good.
Yeah.
And then they see you and they're like, oh,
they get it.
they get it.
And it works when you hold yourself to that standard, though, because then it's not an issue. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's what it's about right there, man. You can't curtail, you can't short side what's invested inside you. They say we only use 10% of our brains, bro. When you tap into that other 90%, people scared. People who say you're arrogant or egotistical scared to tap into that 90%, bro. And calling yourself a rock star, you're forcing yourself to grow, forcing yourself to see the infinite limitations of yourself. The infinite limitations. There are no limitations.
Hell yeah. And it's not necessarily something that you're working towards. It's more so if that's the vision that you had then, that's where you're at. And like in terms of, because it's not even like a destination, so to speak, but it's who you are along the journey the whole time. So.
And speaking of journey, real quick, you that's what I wanted to hit. Your tour, the journey of that.
Yeah.
What was the name of the tour again?
It was my first national tour was called the Good Tour. This tour that I just almost completed is called the Great Tour.
Okay.
Hey, so it's gonna come next, bro. You gotta level it up.
Yeah, the Grand Tour is the next one.
Okay.
That's international. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay. It's already it's gonna be lit.
But on the Great Tour, that was something unique though, because you did something special. You did something I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Where you, I'm gonna let you explain it, obviously, but you took it to another personal level.
Yeah. So, in 2016, I had hit it like I guess you could say like a fork in the road where I felt like I had to choose between spending quality time putting energy into my family and spending quality time putting energy into my craft, and my career. And I feel like no matter what you do in life, you're kind of forced to make that decision just because of the society we live in. You have to sustain yourself. You have to be able to, support yourself. So what I decided to do was my first tour was just from New York to Miami. I had different features, different places I went. And but this tour was called the Great Tour Fam First. So I wrote 100 poems for 100 family members, and I decided, and these are individualized poems to them. Like it's basically a acrostic poem, like just their name is spelled down the side of the poem, so they know it's personalized to them. And I was hand delivering these poems to them all over the country. So I'm from Baltimore, had 48 poems to drop off in Baltimore. Still didn't finish that. Had poems in Rochester, New York, Atlanta, Lumberton. Also have to take a West Coast journey to Arizona as well. So
nice.
and I included family members that weren't necessarily blood, but they say that you're given, you have your family, but then your friends are your God-given family members. So I had God-given family members in there as well. I had my teacher from kindergarten to second grade. I had my high school football coach. So it was a lot of people who basically treated me like family, and the tour was definitely emotionally taxing. Emotionally taxing, man. I was exhausted. Like I think maybe the first 20 to 40 poems, man, I was like, the first 20 poems, I was dog tired, bro. I had hit as many places on those 20 than I had on my first tour combined. My first tour drained me. Like I got back and I slept for like 2 days straight, bro. Like after I got back from Miami, man, that 11-hour drive back, and I just shut it down for 2 days. So I felt like that twice on this tour, and I'm still not done. I still have like, I think maybe 30 more poems to drop off, man. But it's been, I appreciated it so much because I felt like it was a God-given idea. I really appreciate the idea that I could combine my family time and my career time, because as I was dropping these poems off, I would have features lined up, in these respective cities, to kind of compliment, and then of course my family, who could anyway, would support me along that journey as well. So it was just, it's been really special, man. Like just seeing people I ain't seen in years. Like I really underestimated the time I was really going to want to spend with them. That's why it's taking me so long, because what I thought was going to be like an hour, 2 hour visit, turning to me staying the night, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't seen you in so long, fam. Like, what up, cuz? Yo, guys, bro.
Like, baby, I ain't seen you so long.
Stay yo, aunties all day. That's every single one of my aunts that I saw, man. Oh my God, man, you gonna stay for dinner? You going, and it's so much to catch up on, So, and I love it. I love it because when I really, 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 really get to where I see in my vision, man, like, and even though I'm there, but when that materializes for everybody else to see, when everybody catches up, like, I'm so happy that I can say, like, they can't say I never did nothing for them. Like, you can't say I ain't come see you. You can't say I forgot about you. You can't say none of that, none of that, because so often, man, your fam, you always got those family members that you call or you don't call, and then when you see them, they're like, why you ain't call me? Why you ain't hit me up? I'm like, it's the phone work both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going out of my way to find where you are, whether it's at work, whether you at, you know what I'm saying? I found you. Yeah. I came to you. Yeah. So remember this. Remember that you better save that damn poem, bro, because if you don't, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's my cousin. You're like, man, prove it.
And as the rock star poet, when we on that rock star stage, that's something people could cherish. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It becomes one of those valued things because the signature, call it what it is, but it's no longer valued. Now that we have we're in the selfie age of celebrity. So when you can create something custom like that and give it to somebody, and they can put it up, they can say, yeah, B-Rock, my cousin. B-Rock ain't your cousin. You know how somebody, that ain't your cousin. That ain't your family member. Look at the poem he wrote me. Boom. Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little different. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's just I'm just appreciative. That's how my mama raised me.
Okay. Now hold on.
You got it.
You are appreciative. You are. But just like Rome, both of y'all are very humble. I appreciate that. But B-Rock, you can get dirty too on the mic. I
don't know about dirty, Rome dirty, but I can get
both of y'all get dirty on the mic. And
a little spotty.
Rome has to set up another poetry cipher. Because I couldn't let this not go. I gotta get another shot at B-Rock in a poetry cipher.
Oh, the cipher from the forum, from the Charlotte Forum.
Yes. Yeah, we hosted a forum event. We had a poetry cipher. Shout out to B-Rock, Lee, Kia Flo, Vivian Page, T-Walk was in that thing. It was lit, so it was dope.
That was fresh.
Mr. B-Rock took home the prize, fresh off the road. Didn't you came right off the road?
Yeah, man. I think I was like maybe. I just came. Yeah, I just came in that day. Yeah.
Did you ever get the painting or?
Man. Kendra Washington, if you'll listen to this right now, I need my damn painting. You playing. You keep saying you gonna give it out. I got you. I want it. Right here on, what's the name of this?
Poetically Correct.
Poetically Correct.
Yes.
keeping it poetically correct, Kendra, I'm coming for you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Blah.
Yeah, Kendra.
Give me my painting.
Kendra's dope though. Shout
She's
out to
dope.
Kendra.
Yeah, she's
she
hella
actually.
dope. That's why I'm so excited about
I think we had met her like literally like the week before at a different event, and she was just trying to get out back into the art scene.
Oh, word. That's
And then
what's up.
she just kind of fell in and did
How
that.
did y'all do? Y'all had a bunch of people that hadn't been out in the art scene. Wait, can y'all hear me in y'all headphones?
Oh yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all had a bunch of people that were kind of like missing from the art scene. Y'all brought them
Yeah,
out.
that was a part of it. So when we were picking the artists, we definitely wanted to pick people who we were personal fans of that we didn't feel like were we wanted to provide space for them. Like
Yeah.
so like my friend Steady, I went to high school with her.
Yeah.
She's actually, people don't realize, like, she's actually been one of the dopest singers in Charlotte, but she's been on hiatus creating.
Word.
So she came out, showed love to do that event, like, and so I really appreciate her for that. You know, B-Rock, obviously, you guys, we had y'all a part of the poetry cipher because we wanted to showcase the poetry, but we also wanted to highlight every other genre that we wanted to bring. So that was definitely thought out. So it was lit.
That's what's up right there.
But I want to, because I don't know the story myself, I just got to ask, like, even B-Rock, for you as an artist, like, how did you even get started? What are your influences when you first started writing or whatever you're doing? Did you start drawing? Did you start rapping? How did you get started?
It's so crazy because when you look back on, I didn't really start until I got to college, but when I look back and try to piece it together, like, how did this, because you're not just, when I ripped that stage the very first time my sophomore year, like for my very first performance ever, I had to like really go back in my mind and see like this didn't just happen right here, right now. Like there had to be a build up. So I remember growing up, I would write these little emotional notes to my mother, explaining to her, just getting my emotions out, like about our situation and having to move all the time and, drugs and, this, that, and the third, but it wasn't until I got to college. So I did write one poem. I had wrote one serious poem that a teacher didn't have to, get me to write or nothing like that. I just thought poetry was like for old white guys, like Shakespeare, Williams Wordsworth, those folks.
Yeah.
But I had wrote one poem for this girl that I dated at Panera Bread. That was my first over the table job, and it was a terrible breakup. Man, shout out to them cranberry orange muffins, yo.
Shout out to Panera, bro. I'll
shout
be there.
out to the U-Pick too,
Not
boy.
the U-Pick, dog.
The bread bowl, what? But yeah, so I had just got a bread bowl and but
I just got a
but yeah,
bread
she
bowl.
she just ripped the soup out of my bowl, basically. Metaphorically speaking,
Yeah.
poetically speaking.
Yeah.
And so I wrote a poem about it, man, and I infused this song from Lupe called The Cool, and I infused this song from Alicia Keys called The Thing About Love. And I had read it so many times, man, that I memorized it by accident.
Oh, wow.
So fast forward to college, I'm in my homegirl dorm room, we just chopping it up, and she was a theater major, and somehow I wound up spitting this poem for her, and she was like, "Oh my God, you need to try for this group called Couture Productions.
Yeah.
They have spoken word and da-da-da-da-da-da." I was like, what are they doing? She was like, "Poetry." I was like, "Poetry? Get the fuck out of here." Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? So she convinced me to go to this little open mic. And I went to the open mic, and it was pretty dope.
Okay.
But they were pubbing for the poetry slam that next week.
Yeah.
So I went to the poetry slam and got my lid blown off, bro. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is that? Now, I've heard of poetry, but what is this?
Yeah.
This isn't poetry. Like, so right then, like, I started writing. This was at the end of my freshman year.
Okay.
So that summer, I wrote like 10 poems, like 5 to 10 poems, man. And when I came in to audition, I had a 30-second audition. And it was an open audition, so it was like 200 people in the room, bro. Like, it was
This is
Couture.
at A&T?
At A&T, yeah. Couture was like in its prime, basically. So you got the people that's trying out. That was like 100 of us, then 100 people who came to support, whoever their friend was. So,
Yeah.
man, I tried out, man. I had my 30 seconds, and it's so funny. I was waiting in line, and this is when you're walking a divine path, man. Like, I was waiting in line, and the person in front of me and the person behind me were nervous as hell. They're like, "Oh my God," and I'm just sitting there like, my life was kind of in shambles at the time, so I just really didn't give a fuck about anything at the time, So I'm just like, whatever. They either gonna like it or they not gonna like it. I just came to rock, you know. And they asked me if I had a stage name to write down, and my homeboy in high school gave me the name B-Rock. So I hadn't used it in like 2 years, but I was just thinking, I was like, I guess B-Rock, So I wrote B-Rock down, and so they said B-Rock. I went up there, did my 30-second joint, and just set it on fire, bro. And I just felt this energy just something I never felt in my life, but it was like familiar though,
Yeah.
you know, so it just overtook me and I just started doing the Muhammad Ali shit, you know, like the shuffle. I was hyped, bro, and I literally got pulled into this, you know, because I did that and they automatically wanted me to be the feature for our first event, you know. So I did the feature, and from there I was asked to be a feature at UNCG, and then from there I got asked to be a feature for the A&T Slam Squad. I got on the A&T Slam Squad. Now we in Boston. Now we in, and this is like in the first 3 months of me performing, bro. Like I didn't have to search or do nothing. Like I was literally pulled into it. So. And then from there, man, here we are, bro. The Rockstar Poet. Everything else is, you know, will be history.
Hell yeah, man. That's dope. And I was in college the same time B-Rock was, so I was at UNCG. I used to see him at events. I was like, oh, what's up, blah, blah, blah. But it was just real, like, I would see him, like, just on the scene. And then, so years later, to now be involved in doing shows myself, because at the time I was just kind of, you know, just out or whatever. But then, like, now it's, like, events, and we got the Forum, and he's got tours going on, Poetry's New Sexy events. And
we're sophisticated with it now.
You know what I'm saying? The come up is real. So it's almost like...
That's
They're
fresh.
proud,
right
you
there.
know what I'm saying?
That's fresh.
Yeah.
And quickly, because we got to plug. I was gonna plug it at the end of the show, but might as well do it now. You say entrepreneur when you start off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Depends.
man. Yeah.
I don't
If
know
y'all
you
can't
can
see it,
yeah,
yeah.
but it's okay because we're gonna, you know, we're gonna show up close. But
Yeah, this is a fresh button right here because I just made this button for somebody. This is somebody's logo, and I just kind of adapted it or whatever. And this is like one of the best buttons ever made, so I'm wearing it.
Yeah.
This is her button though, so if she watches this, Tamika, I'm sorry, I just had to wear it, you know, show people because I love it. But yeah, man, this is Poetry Pens by B-Rock, handmade buttons out of wood, metal, paint, and love. These are positive affirmations to tell yourself or the people around you, you know, and it's an amazing story how I started this. So rewind to that first tour, the Good Tour. So that was a huge step in my life because I was working at a museum in Greensboro. I had been there for like 4.5 years. When I graduated from college, I was looking at a promotion. Well, I was promoted, and they wanted to promote me again and give me a salary job for $60,000. And I had an office, and it was great, you know, but I couldn't stop going into the auditorium and performing poems on my lunch break.
Really?
Yeah, and you know, I got a 30-minute lunch break, and I'll be down there 37 minutes, you know, 40 minutes. Then I was down there for an hour, and then one time I was down there for 2 hours.
just forgot about work, huh?
Forgot completely about work, bro.
Clocking back in.
You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, it was an auditorium, 180 seats. Nobody's in there. I got the stage lights on, and I'm just...
nobody was in there.
Nobody's in there.
Because I'm thinking people were in there.
No, bro. Nobody was
Nobody
in
went and said, oh, yeah, I just came from seeing B-Rock down in the auditorium.
Right.
Oh,
No.
really? He's supposed to turn this report in.
Right, man. Just falling short on stuff, man. And that's not how I get down. Like, I like to do things 100%, you know, so... The fact that I was in here with a completely empty auditorium, but visualizing these concerts, bro. I would have concerts, whole live concerts on my lunch break in this auditorium. And when I was down there for 2 hours and it was like 2 hours and 13 minutes, bro, that's when I realized, no, like God is literally trying to tell me something. Like I'm not supposed to be here, you know? So I turned it down, man. I gave up on that opportunity and I left my job to go on tour. I toured the East Coast from New York to Miami, and when I started that tour in New York, I had $66 in my pocket. And I took 40 of those dollars and invested it in button material. And making these buttons, you know, ringing up, making these buttons fed me all the way to Miami, back to North Carolina. Wow. So it was just an instant hit. You know, an instant hit. And it's funny because, like, they didn't look like this at all. You know, I wasn't carving them. I was just painting buttons up, pinning the backs, you know. And so they look like shit, really, to be honest. Like, looking back at those buttons, they look like shit. And I realized people weren't necessarily buying the product. They weren't buying the button. They were buying the vision. They were buying the passion of the person who was selling it to them, you know. So I really, really appreciate all those people who bought buttons during that tour, because it was those sales that made me realize that this is a business. This is something I can really use, and this is something I can pass on to my children, you know. So when I got back, somebody immediately bought $150 worth of buttons. You know, I had $7 when I got back, but she got me started right there. And then as soon as I got back, bro, so I was like, all right, I know this shit is hot. You know what I'm saying? I know it's hot. So I just built on it, man. So 2 years later, I'm fully carving buttons, you know, pinpoint painting and learning all types of techniques and color theories and stuff like that, man. It's awesome, man. Poetry Pens by B-Rock. David Banner has a button. Chris Brown has a button. Dope female poet by the name of Sonny Patterson has a button. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's been love, bro.
Talk your shit.
It's been love, bro. It's love.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, talk your shit. Yeah. We know you humble, but talk that shit.
I mean, I don't talk no shit, bro. I like that. I
up.
lead with action, bro. I lead with action. I let people see the proof in the pudding. You know, I don't give them the ingredients to the pudding. You just gotta taste the pudding, bro.
Yeah.
Just taste the pudding, bro. You know, it's dope.
But you know what's interesting though? When you taste it, I'm just getting real metaphorical, but when you taste the pudding, you can identify what ingredients you like and what you were looking for from that.
Right.
Because I hear you perform and I take things away that are where I'm at, whatever in that moment that I needed to hear. And then the next time I hear it, I might hear something different, and that's what I needed to hear that time. And it's like, so like even the fact that you get up there and you give everybody the full course meal, people can then take what they need from that, and I think that's dope. So it's not even about always giving people the ingredients unless that's what you feel led to do.
It's about the end. Yeah, you're right. It's about the taste. Because the taste, sometimes you don't need to know.
B-Rock is like one of my favorite poets. So there's like a list of poets, right? That are like that you feel like can really transcend whatever that genre, like the stereotype or whatever the connotation is. And B-Rock is one of those people. And I feel like it's important to have those people out here because they're doing it for. Like it's an internal reason. It's an internal drive because you feel like this is a calling almost on your life to do this. And it's not necessarily for the look or a lot of other things that people can get tied up in that can kind of stagnate them or keep them from doing whatever they're supposed to be doing. And I feel like that shines from you. So I'm all about the B-Rock vision and everything like that.
And man, that's what it's about, bro. Like we go back to that rock star poet thing. Like it's not about trying to be like somebody else, you know. And this is no offense to like any other poets, like, but especially like in the slam scene. Even though I'm about to be heavy in this slam scene, bro. 2018, Mr. B-Rock, the Rockstar Poet. I'm coming for our whips, International World Poetry Slam. Y'all better get ready. Y'all better get your bars right because I'm coming hard as a motherfucker.
Let's go.
But it's like this. I hear this similar cadence with like so many people, and I'm like, bro, like, is there like a workshop that everybody's going to? Like, that's where they get in the same cadence. Like, and I'm like, bro, like, be you, like, be yourself. You don't have to sound like everybody else. And what it is, we'll see somebody be successful, so we try to mimic that success. But we got to understand that you walk your own path. You could take a bit of this, bit of that, bit of that, bit of that. But at the end of the day, you have to be you.
Yeah.
You have to represent you. Be in tune with your star player, not Michael Jordan, not Magic. You.
Yeah.
And you say that, and it's funny because we've talked about that before. The cadence of poetry, and sometimes that may be why a lot of people don't look at it. You know, so you know the common person because they all they know is the same old cadence, right? Instead of something new and fresh, which you do different. You provide different. I guess melodies in a sense, but also the action behind it, the whole character, the personality behind it,
charisma.
You talk about knowing your star player, and sometimes people are born knowing they're a star. Then sometimes people don't see the light within themselves. I think it's simple to say, but how would y'all say finding that light?
Silence. When it's completely quiet. So KRS-One, dope brother. He's an icon living, you know. I am just an icon living. Shout out to Jaden Smith. Yeah, have y'all heard that song by Jaden Smith?
I haven't heard it.
I am just an icon living.
Yeah, I like the video.
I am just it's a video? Oh, I gotta see the video. So KRS-One, one of the icons living, he says, okay, so everybody, you know, just be quiet real fast. Now, say that, I don't remember what the word was, but he was like, say the word, we'll just use the word rock star. Say the word rock star in your head right now. 1, 2, 3.
Rock star.
No, in your head. Yeah, say it. Yeah, so you know.
Pay attention, right?
All right.
I'm ready to stop. I don't know how I got through school. I'm ready to stop.
So say rock star in your head on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, peep this. He fucked my head up when he did this. So he said, now you just said the word rock star in your head. Not only did you say the word rock star, you heard yourself tell yourself the word rock star. So there is literally another energy, another voice, another spirit inside of you that you can literally talk to and hear. So when it is completely quiet, what is that person telling you? Sometimes we're sitting in an office at a job, and the voice inside of our head is like, go downstairs in the auditorium and do 17 poems right now. We have the option to listen, or we have the option to ignore it and keep talking, or turn on some music, or go holler at somebody, you know what I'm saying, distract ourselves, get on Instagram, basically tune that voice out. You know, when like I'll go home sometimes and somebody will say, man, you don't want to turn the TV on? Like, you got to, I can't just be in here without the TV on. You know, and it's like you're saying that you don't like the voice inside of your head, or it's not that you don't like it. You don't like what it's telling you, because it's telling you something that's going to get you out of your comfort zone. It's telling you something that's going to be dissatisfying, and you're going to feel depressed or feel inadequate about where you are right now. But you have to listen to that voice so it can push you towards where you're supposed to be. You know, so I firmly believe that everybody has greatness inside them. Every single person is a rock star, and the voice inside of you is telling you what your rock star ability is. It don't have to be the arts. It could be, you know what I'm saying, in the medical field, in the education field, in the legal field, in the economic field, you know what I'm saying, in whatever it is. But you have to listen to that voice. You know what I'm saying? If you do not listen to that voice, you're going to live a very unhappy life. Yeah. Very unhappy life.
And you got to tell yourself that.
And you got to tell yourself, man.
Because the power of their voice and listening to it is about what you're telling yourself.
Right.
You know, because people listen to that voice, but it's all fucked up things. It's all twisted.
They've internalized all of the negative things that society, media, or fucked up family members have told them.
And I was telling someone earlier this week, I was like, yo, write down those negative thoughts. And the reason I would say write them down is because now you have to face. It's like going to a mirror, and it's like you get. It's like you do some really ugly, some bad stuff, and then it's like you go steal out of a store, and then you're watching the footage of you stealing. You're watching,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're watching yourself commit something that isn't, we would hope isn't true, but isn't really right to yourself. So if you write down those ugly things, you got to read it and say, damn, I'm really twisted mentally. Now, if you write that stuff and look at it and just be cool with yourself, that's something deeper. But when you write down stuff, it's like, you shouldn't even want to finish. You should start writing the positive things down, because it's like your eyes are like cameras.
Right.
We see, we absorb mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like and that goes back to what you're saying, as far as like people, you know, not really creating them, you know, knowing they start playing, like going off what others do, because we see things, we mimic it, and say, oh, that works. I'm absorbing it. We second in sometimes. I know for myself, sometimes I don't watch a lot of certain people. Because I like some people, like you wrong. It's a few people I want to watch because how you stand out, how you different. Because I'm fans. But certain I try not to watch so much because I want to stay original. And that's
I love Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
I love Kendrick Lamar, but I can easily get sucked into 90 minutes of straight Kendrick, bro. And then before I know it, I want to be like Kendrick, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then I'm writing poems like, this poem ain't free. You know, so it's like, and I wrote that poem as like as a tribute, not as the like jock, you know what I'm saying, anything like that, but as a tribute to, you know what I'm saying, the impact that he's having, and as somebody like, I see you know, I don't really see like I like healthy competition, you know.
But I will say with that though, that was clever.
Right. Just
when you can
put
do
my
it,
own mix on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think, see, that's the beauty of it. When you can find a space in poetry and art where it resonates with the people and they can relate it to something else, but it's in your own taste, it's in your own flavor. I think that's what makes it unique. Now, of course, you're not doing that every single time, but when you had that one particular piece that people can resonate and remember, like, oh wow, it kind of brings them into something they already know, and it's like, oh, he's flipped this. It's like you remixed it. It's like when someone takes in hip hop, they take a sample. It's still okay. It's like you not being original sonically, but you may have turned it into something totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Added your own symphonic spirit to it. You know? Yeah. That's what it's about. To add to your note on what we see, we kind of internalize that, absorb that. It also can be a reverse thing too. You know, what you think is what you see. You know, like that's your perception. You know, on things. So we can look at somebody and say, if we're just absorbing them, we could say, I want to be like that person, you know, or if we're, you know what I'm saying, being in tune with our star player, we look at that person and say, this is an example of where I can get if I commit myself the way that person committed their self, you know, stuff like that, you know.
Do you I guess with your journey and everything, and you talking about like the negative energy and how that can kind of, the silence and dealing with the negative energy and how people might not necessarily be in tune with their star player. Like, do you have a process for what you do to get in tune, or to get to decompress or get out that negative energy, or like, do you have a process for that? Or?
I mean, even if you have to lie to yourself. I remember what J. Cole say, fake it till you make it. Me, I did the opposite, made it, then I faked it. So
Oh damn.
it's like you have to be. So it takes courage as well, and it takes having at least one. Man, you got to have one person in your life, and that's why I feel for kids in the hood so heavy, man, because it's so difficult to find a role model. Like you could, you got Kobe Bryant on TV, people like that, LeBron, Steph, all these cats. But to have somebody in your life to look you in your eyes and say you're great, that you can potentially be awesome, like you gotta have at least one, and you gotta hear it, like, because somebody might say it, but might not hear it. But you gotta have one person say it and you hear it, and you gotta hold on to it, bro. Like, I remember growing up, man, and I would always think that, like, man, I don't know, like, I just want to, like, I got a family member right now who wants to commit suicide, 19 years old, and he's not even, he's got his whole life ahead of him, and I've pumped so much courage, tried to pump so much courage into him, but the person has to hear it. They have to be around it. You got to get yourself around it. Like they say, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, So if you're spending time with people who just smoke all day and don't never do nothing, don't have no goals, they don't talk about business, they don't talk about building, they don't talk about, striving to become their better versions, if you just around that low frequency all the time, you're going to be on a low frequency. So it's hard to get pulled out of that. Say you're a kid who had a crackhead mother and a dad who left, and you don't have foster home, whatever, I feel, like I say, I feel for kids like that, because they gotta wait for Kendrick. They gotta wait for me, you know what I'm saying, to say something that hopefully they will hear, and when they hear it, they can internalize it and just lie to themselves, even if it's not a good situation right now. Say, man, I'm in a good space. I'm happy. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? My affirmation, I say this every morning. I said it like, I don't know why I said it like 30 times today, but usually I say it like once or twice. And it's awesome, amazing, special, and blessed. I affirm I'm a god. She's a goddess. I know we're the best versions of ourselves. And if not, then we are men, or I chase some help. I say that every single day, even when I don't feel good. Like, I wake up sick, wake up with my toe hurt. I hurt my toe the other day, and it distracted me, but my shorty hit me up and got me back on the godly path, because we just in tune like that, So, and she didn't even know that I was off a little bit. My spirit was off a little bit, but after she sent that, I was like, boom, I'm gonna say this affirmation, said the affirmation, even though I didn't feel good, I said the affirmation. And you got to understand that there's going to be up days, there's going to be down days, but it's about your commitment. It's about the diligence, staying the course, just rolling with the punches. Like, that's what a mountain is. Yeah, you can climb the mountain, but you got to come back down too. You know what I'm saying? You go up to the mountain, but then you come down, and then you can go back up again if you want to, like you can roll with these punches, bro. You can truly become your greatest version every single day.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, and life's the mountain.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I kind of look at life like that, because you're constantly going to have to go up, or you're just going to be there on the mountain. Because you start, if you want to just look at it from the simple sense of your age, you start from the ground, and you're constantly going aging up. So either you're going to go up in life, or you're just going to be there in the middle of the mountain. But at some point, you know what I'm saying, that's how I look at life's the mountain. Now, of course, the mountains, you have the slopes parts, and I think that's what, that's how I resonate with what you're saying about the roller coasters that we go through.
Yeah, man.
And I always say that the irony part about life isn't fair. Life comes with roller coasters, but it's it's not meant to be fair, and but that's the beauty of it. It's not meant to,
And it's funny, yesterday. Shout out to Hydra. He was literally just giving a metaphor for like the roller coaster, and he was doing it in the sense of how once you start performing, you jump on that roller coaster. But I think it applies to life too. It's like once you get on that roller coaster, you strapped in. Like it's kind of locked. Like you go up that hill, you can't really get off. You got to go that. You going up and you gonna take that ride. So while you're on it, you might as well enjoy that ride because you can be up there, scared or whatever. But like you on that ride now, so you just gotta enjoy it. Yeah. So it's like that. We on this life. This life is like that ride, and we just gotta enjoy it because it's gonna take you wherever it's gonna take you. But you gotta enjoy it.
Shout out to Hydra, man. It's something about we got the same name, Brandon. So shout out to that cat, man.
For real?
He's a dope dude.
Yeah. We need to get him on the show too, man.
Get him out here, bro, so I can listen.
Now, one of the things we want to discuss today, you've already tapped into it, so I want to go back. Rewind.
I'll be remembering, bro.
We don't got the sound effects. Yeah.
That's a thing out here, bro, in Charlotte. Rewind,
yeah, you never heard of it before?
I mean, I've heard of it and I've seen it used before, but
it's heavy here.
And Greensboro, like you don't hear no rewinds, bro. You don't get rewind.
I don't think I've ever heard rewind in Winston.
Yeah, bro. So I love it.
Charlotte,
it throws me off sometimes.
Rewind. Wait, let me pause right there. Do y'all like to rewind?
Hell no.
Because I be forgetting where to go back
right.
to.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it throws the poem off a little bit. And I'm like, I'll just go back a line. They'll want me to go back the whole stanza and I just go back a line. Exactly. Or they'll just want me to do the line and I had to go back the whole stanza because I can't remember it. Like,
that point sometimes.
If it's a new poem, I'm definitely not going to be able to rewind.
No.
Like I rewind like I had a rewind at Floetry. Shout out to Israel the poet. I had a rewind there and it was a brand new poem, bro. And I was like,
it was I think I did last night.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So I just went back. I just went back like one line, bro, and just kept going. Oh, and then like the girl asked me to rewind at the beginning of the poem, and I just kept going. I just act like I didn't hear, bro. I just kept going, bro. Then everybody was like rewind. I was like, all right, I gotta go back.
Shaw's funny because you'll get the first line out and they'll tell you to rewind. Like it don't matter. It don't matter.
PSA. Don't tell us to rewind on the first line.
No, actually, you can tell me to rewind on the first line because then at least I know where to go.
I get that. But man, because sometimes, especially like when you're in the flow, you know, how sometimes you're in that zone, and sometimes it's like, woo, I gotta now think back because you get caught into the words, right?
Yeah.
So I've caught myself into the words where you may not even remember how the pattern went. You know, for a split second. Of course, it takes you a while to think. Damn, where the hell I was at? So, Charlotte's heavy on the rewind. I wonder who made it rewind heavy down here.
I don't know,
man.
It's hot though. I like it because
it shows you the passion and love that they actually feeling you.
It does, yes. So in that same vein, the expression, like a lot of audience are afraid they so bougie nowadays. I hate when I kind of like crowds that are quiet because then I know they're gonna hear every single word, every single line. But I also like people to express as well. I like to know that it's having an impact.
Yeah, I was about to say because I'm off energy. I gotta see at least give me a facial.
Right. It's got to that reciprocation, that exchange of energy should take place in order to make the poem or the performance really cathartic. But I like both.
You were getting a lot of energy last night, B-Rock.
Yeah, it was love.
No,
it was love.
You were getting a lot of energy from the ladies, B-Rock. Let me rephrase
it was love. It was love.
B-Rock, you were getting a lot of energy last night.
I plead the fifth now. I don't want my future wife to be listening to this. Oh, you was getting love from the ladies, B-Rock. Okay.
But no, going back, we were talking about being in the creative process and being innovative and mimicking what we see. And now you've already told, you may have another story, but have you taken something off what you've seen someone else kind of do and kind of flipped it in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have lines, like, especially if it's a line that hits me and if it's the piece, then I will reference it. I usually reference it and shout out the reference in it too. Like I have Chance the Rapper, one of my favorites, passed some interesting news. He said sometimes the truth don't rhyme, sometimes the lies get millions of views. He said that on Acid Rap, on Acid Rain. It just stuck with me. Sometimes the truth don't rhyme, sometimes the lies get millions of views. So he was saying sometimes it's more important to just get the message out. It don't even matter how it sounds because something could be polished and well put together and be a lie or fake. So I put that in that piece because that's how it hit me. So I'll do stuff like that. I've never like based a whole joint off of somebody else's art. But I definitely agree with what he said. When you're consuming somebody's art and you do a lot of it, I've noticed I listened to Big Crit for a while and then I start writing and I want to write like Big Crit.
Right.
Or I do it with Kendrick. Yeah, it's funny. It's like you take on whatever their energy or whatever you get from them, you put it back into whatever you're doing. So I don't, it's interesting what it would look like. I should probably do this. I'm about to have a week off from work. Shout out to vacation time or whatever. But I need to just like unplug and like get in some silence and see what I actually want to put out, and not necessarily just be influenced by somebody else, but where I'm at. You know what I mean? But first you gotta, take that time to.
Yeah, to unplug and listen to the silence.
Yo, confetti ain't even heavy, Nick.
Hey.
Bro, I love Crit. I love
Man,
Crit,
that album was
bro.
hot, and people were saying like, "Oh, one disc was hot and the other was not," or this and that. I thought the whole thing was fire.
Crazy thing about Crit, man, he actually was one of the, I guess you could say one of the fuelers for my first tour.
Okay.
Like on the first tour, man, that was when It's Better This Way dropped.
Yep.
Oh my God, bro! When I say that project, like got me through. Got me through. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit literally got me through, bro. Like I mean, every single song, bro, I played nonstop for that whole tour, bro, on the road.
It's like they're like hymns.
Yeah,
hymns.
right. Basically, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like if we were back in slavery times, out in the fields.
And somebody dropped the beat.
What? Crit would be having everybody just be in there, you know what I'm saying? Nah. But Crit is like hymns, like he's soulful. You know, he brings their soul back to hip hop.
Yeah, man.
I say back because, of course, Andre and Big Boy, but they're not what they used to be. As far as they don't put out music like that anymore. Big Boy put out music, but it's not like in that soulful vein as it once was back in the 90s. So,
All the mall kind of thought, bro. I don't know. Andre still.
But I'm saying he doesn't put it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like active like that.
Yeah.
But
Luda though, we got Luda. Luda is
he don't put it out.
vicious.
Who's B-Rock's top 5 though? We need to ask. Like we need to know who B-Rock's
Top
top
5
5
what?
rappers, MCs.
B-Rock. No,
Good
no, man. I grew up listening to Jay-Z, so that was one of my early inspirations. If we go back into how I even got into this, listening to Jay-Z my whole life, like since I was 6 years old, I would write some rhymes here and there, and I throw it away. You know what I'm saying? Like I write something and throw it away. I kept doing that, bro. Like my whole life. Like even today, I still do that shit. But yeah, Jay-Z for sure, and not even just as a rapper, man, just who he is as a person, and how he went beyond rap, and actually focused on the industry. That's when we want to talk about building, like, and really creating something that your kids can stand on, bro. It's not just about what you're doing right now. It's how not just your craft. It's like the industry that your craft is in. How can you impact other people so that this is still around 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years from now? So Hove is definitely at the top of that list. Since we mentioned Crit, I'm going to throw Crit in there. Since you mentioned Ken, I'm going to throw Ken in there. Okay. So that's 3 right there. We mentioned Stacks, so I'm going to throw Stacks in there. It fluctuates, man. Like it's Hove, and then it's like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else. I love everybody.
He stays right there in that position.
Yeah.
But sometimes it can fluctuate. Well,
Old Weezy. Yeah, I like Old Weezy.
Old Weezy.
Yeah.
Okay,
just because of the hustle of him.
I've never heard your top 5.
Really? Damn. I feel like I talked about
Straighten up.
I feel like I talked about
well then.
Yeah. So number 1's 3 Stacks all day.
Yeah, you had
I'm from Atlanta. I grew up in Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is like Concord to Charlotte, basically. So Outkast was always my number 1, my favorite, and I love 3 Stacks. I love the way he can deliver what he's saying without even like his setups. Like you can't even really predict his setups for his lines. He just hits you with something crazy, and you got to go back and think about it. Like I love that. And then he also has a way to put food in it without it feeling like you're listening to a conscious rapper or a preachy rapper. You just get food in the flow of it, which I love. Number 2 is probably Nas, because Nas is like the first cat that was like the lyrical, like the flow and everything is just so smooth and dope. And I was like, I want to rap like this. My number 3 is probably, this is where it gets dicey for me because it can fluctuate after the first 2.
Right.
So I like to put young people in there too, because I don't like when people just put old heads and say the young people ain't done enough. I put people like Kendrick, and he's not young anymore, he's damn near 30, but I put Kendrick in my top 5 because I love Section 80, Overly Dedicated, everything he's done all the way since back then. So number 4, I'm gonna put Crit in there. I'm gonna put Crit in there because I love everything that he does, and he's representing for that South hip hop sound. You know what I mean? It's not trying to sound like somewhere else, and it's not just trying to do the club thing. It's like that Southern 8-Ball and MJG, UGK kind of feel. And my number 5. Oh wow. My number 5.
I didn't even say a 5.
I
dropped it after that. I was like, man, it don't even. You can put anybody, really, anybody, yo, anybody.
Well, not anybody.
Well, not like Lil Uzi Vert or nothing like that. I'm sorry, I just gave him some praise just
He
then,
wouldn't-
but
Yeah.
he wouldn't call himself a rapper.
That fifth spot is tough though, because you could really just interchange it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Damn. So
I ain't gonna lie, man. I like the Migos a little bit, bro.
I do love Migos.
I like the Migos, bro.
I just
Like,
discovered Dreezy last night. Y'all know about Dreezy? I'm late, right?
Dreezy.
Yeah, the female rapper.
Mm-mm.
She's amazing. She's
Wait a
amazing.
minute, you
that
just now figuring out Dreezy?
I
I
just
still don't know
Dreezy
who
is
that is. I
fire.
don't know who
Lauren
this is.
sent me her new LA Leakers freestyle.
Dreezy.
You gotta
is-
listen to her. It's just a girl from Chicago. She's like 23. She used to write poetry. She started rapping.
Word.
Oh, speaking of Chicago, No Name.
Easy.
No, y'all know No Name.
Yeah, I don't know name. Yeah, she lit.
A little bit.
Okay, but she's fire. But Dreezy's tough. Cause we were just talking last show about more like female rappers, you know, and so yeah, shout out to Dreezy and trying to think of somebody else on that list of female rappers.
Rhapsody, of course.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure. That last project was nice.
This was Rhapsody's year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's interesting? I like her progression because I was listening to her back. She's been out for years.
Yeah,
right?
she had
Yeah,
a long
yeah.
time.
That-
I seen her in
Long
Greensboro
time.
years ago.
And the funny part about it is I didn't really like her. Let me rephrase that. I loved what she was about and what she was trying to do, but just she wasn't there yet.
Mhm.
And that's cool for me because I remember when she wasn't there, and now just watch her project after project after project. She getting there, and now look at this project. Okay, she there with y'all. Where
Yeah.
y'all at? And you know what I'm saying? Like, but she wasn't saying she was whack. It just was. It wasn't like it is now.
Yeah.
But she always had the support of Ninth, which was I love Ninth. He's from Winston, so I automatically just love Ninth. And plus, he's one of the great producers in hip hop. So just listen, she always was able to flow with the sound. But then seeing her progress, man, it's beautiful.
I got my number 5, and I'm putting this one. This is for the culture because
boy.
this man has come back with a vengeance and reminded everybody that he's still the most underrated rapper of all time. I'm putting Black Thought as my number 5.
Woo! I just watched the Black
Yes.
Thought interview today,
Yes,
bro.
bro.
Before I even, it was like earlier today, like
Yeah.
4 a.m. Bro, yes, Black Thought. He had a fire freestyle. I
Hell
think it was
yeah.
Hot 9.
Yep.
The fact that this man
Shout out to the Roots, bro.
Yes.
didn't start sweating till almost the end.
He was going. He was going.
That's some shit to have
Yeah.
on your head.
Yeah,
just
man.
to be able to spew
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah,
like
bro.
that.
Yeah,
And
bro.
just the viewers might not know this, but B-Rock is actually an MC as well. So like, I went to one of his concerts earlier this year, and he'll do like the poetry, and then he'll do like the musical segment as well, and go
Yeah.
back to the poetry, interchange, and like,
That I did.
boy got bars, man. So
yeah, man, that's been phenomenal. Like the concerts, albums, just intertwining that music and that poetry. You know what I mean? I mean that's what rap is, rhythm and poetry.
Yeah.
And you know, when I do poetry, I'm just taking the rhythm out. You know, so
Mhm.
it's been love. It's been love. Appreciate
Fresh.
that.
Hell yeah, man.
Shit. That's dope. You good?
Yeah, I'm excellent, man.
No,
this
you
is
good.
this is great. You said, oh yeah, 444.
No, wait a minute. Now the 444, you good? Is that based off like the obviously the concept of whole?
Spiritual numerology,
But-
yeah. So when you see 444 in unison, that means all is well in the universe. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So 444, you good.
We need to have this conversation because like I've been on like, okay, so in terms of like spiritual numerology and everything like that, are there any numbers that you see frequently? Because I see 444 a lot. I see 333 a lot. I see sequences of pretty much the whole number range, and I try to look up and see what it is and that kind of thing. Do you see anything a lot, or how do you feel about talk about numerology a little bit?
Man, you about to have me in here sounding like I ain't deep like that with it.
Okay.
I just, you know what I'm saying?
Brother B-Rock.
I'm very, very in tune, you know. So when I see certain things, when I see certain signs, I take heed, and I'm not afraid to stop right there in the moment and embrace what just happened. You know, like because we see stuff all the time. We see signs all the time. There are people who only walk or move when they see the sign. They only speak when they see the sign. You know, like we do a lot of, we go into the arrogance and the egotistical. Like we kind of just talk because we like to talk. You know, we communicate. We're social creatures, you know. But there are people who will not move, not speak, not say anything until they see something, until something happens, until that portal in this realm opens up for them to walk through. You know, so I do see portals here and there. I'm in the business of creating my own portals, though, man.
Okay.
I'm in tune with the mental manifestation game. That's what I'm into. You know, manifesting what I want and seeing it come into reality. So sometimes I don't know if I'm seeing the numbers because I'm supposed to see it or because I wanted to see it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so
Yeah.
that's where I'm at in my journey with that.
Oh yeah. Okay. I just thought
Yeah.
it was really interesting talking.
You know, it's funny. 444. It wasn't until I don't know how I started seeing that number a lot too. Come I want to say beginning like towards the end of August. Just seeing, I was like, and I do the same thing you do. Like I gotta look up, see what this means right here, and find out, you know, just understand the silence of just being still.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny that was like Jay's album title,
Yeah.
you know, 444. And I was like, at first I'm like, is this? Maybe have I seen the covers too much that it's popping up? But no, it's a message. It's a sign.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we try to deny ourselves the message and the sign, because I always like to say we all get the call, but
Yeah.
only a few of us answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's unique that you answer. When did you answer the call?
When
Why
did I
did you
answer
answer
the
it so easily? Well, was it easy?
I got a follow up question for
when,
that too.
when did I
Okay.
answer the call? So this is the thing. It's like it was like one of those call things where you remember those phones where somebody would call and it would go to voicemail, but you can hear the voicemail and you can choose to answer it during the voicemail.
Yeah,
type
it plays
thing.
out loud. Like
It was
old
kind of
school.
like that,
Yeah.
you know, like it was. The phone had been ringing, you know, so I spit that first poem when I was 18, 19. So the phone had been ringing for 19 years. The phone is ringing as soon as you're born. You know, you're born into your purpose. You know, it's just through socialization. Either we walk further or towards that purpose, you know. So at 19, you know, the phone had been ringing. But for the first time, the voicemail came on and I heard this crowd screaming and I'm like, hello? Yes, this is Brandon. This is Mr. B-Rock. You know, at the time it was just B-Rock. Hey, yeah, I'm here. What do you want to meet? Okay, we'll meet at UNCG. Okay, we'll meet. Okay, you want to meet here? You want to meet? Okay. So that's I answered the call, I guess, when I was 19.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Do you feel like the way, I guess the experiences of you growing up and different struggles you've had to overcome along the way have helped you dealing with, I guess, those aspects of the journey where you're having to push through or figure out how you're gonna make it work, or what do you think?
Absolutely. You don't realize why you go through certain things until you're presented with a challenge and you're like, oh, I can get through this shit. I didn't, you know, boom, boom, boom. So, you know, growing up in Baltimore was very, very intense. You know, it inspired a lot of those early writings, like I said. And it was, you know, we moved like 22 times in the first 18 years of my life. You know, before I left for college, we had moved like 22 times. And, you know, just moving in and out of the city. My mom was really trying to get us out of the city. And just kept getting sucked back in economically, you know, and mentally as well, you know. So it was training grounds for the tour. You know what I'm saying? I took a 6-week journey, you know, in my car. Like right now, for example, I took a leap of faith and came to Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Like with I left everything behind. Like my whole life, I kept losing stuff, like losing so many memories and friends and, you know, constantly. And it would drive me crazy, you know, but now it's like I'm completely charged up and prepared to be the entrepreneur that I see. You know, like it's not just when you really want something great, like you have to go through so much. Like I thought I went through a lot as a child. Like my adulthood, like when I got to college, like I came to A&T with an acceptance letter, nothing else. I had an acceptance letter, packed my stuff and came, bro, and had to grind for like 3-4 weeks, bro, to get straight. You know, I almost got kicked out on the day of my birthday, September 4th. I got a letter saying I was non-validated and I had to be removed because I didn't have the financial aid. And instead of like crying, instead of, you know, whatever, like my roommate broke down in tears. And I was like, bro, I'm not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been told that my whole life. And I was like, bro, if I want to be here, I'm going to be here. If I'm here to get my education, I'm here to get my education. So I wrote a letter that night to the chancellor, and long story short, they gave me a scholarship right there on the spot my freshman year, you know. So, and then the next year it got even worse, you know, like I had a random back disease that came out of nowhere called sciatica. I couldn't walk.
I got it too,
you know, and I lost my job, lost my apartment, failed all my classes, you know, like was on academic probation, depressed, emaciated. I'm already a thin dude. I lost 15 pounds, bro, 20 pounds. Like I was hurting. And the thing was, I was sitting in this cornfield, bro, my sophomore year, end of my sophomore year. I was like, bro, these first 2 years have drained me. My first year, I had to fucking get the chancellor to write this miracle scholarship. The second year, I moved off campus to save money, and it's like even worse. Oh my God, like what am I gonna do? And I'm sitting out here in this cornfield in Lumberton, North Carolina, at my aunt's house, and thinking about the past, you know, and everything I've been through. I was like, bruh, like, quit for what? Like, quit and go back to what? You know what I'm saying? Quit and go home and die. Go home and be regular. Go home and, you know, like. So it was because now if I had a comfortable situation to go back to, who's to say I might not have gone home? Like, man, this is just crazy. I'm going home, just rethink, recharge, you know, whatever. But I pushed through one more time. I said I'm gonna give it one more shot, bro. I'm gonna go back to A&T and see what can we do. You know what I'm saying? And it worked, bro. That shit worked. It's so crazy, man. When I look back on it, I want to cry right now, but it worked, bro. Like I got a little refund check. My homeboy opened his crib up to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was a nice little foundation right there. Shout out to Brian Fingers. I had my angel in the office of register who had been flagging my account for the first 3 years so that my classes wouldn't drop. Like it was that's basically what I did. I was like, finally, I could get my education. You know, I mean, we got to it, man. We got to it. So,
dope, bro.
and then I graduated, you know. So, yeah, and in the last 5 semesters, I had 4.0s for the last 5 semesters. Went from academic probation to graduating cum laude, you know.
Academic excellence.
Yeah, to academic excellence,
Hell
you know.
yeah.
So, and it was those struggles, you know what I'm saying? There was those struggles that really toughened my skin to really deal with that, you know. And shout out to my sister LaShonda, yo. She is like one of the hardest people to talk to because she always got an attitude, bro. Like, and I told her this on Thanksgiving. Like, I was going around the table saying what I was thankful for everybody, and I told her, I was like, man, I thank you because there's nothing nobody can tell me, you know what I'm saying, it's going to deter me or distract me because you prepared me, yo. Like, this is my little sister. Like, she prepared me for everything that anybody has to throw at me, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You got to appreciate that struggle because it can have a counter effect and actually become a blessing to your life. Yeah.
Damn, it's crazy just hearing you talk about those things. I feel like I went through the same parallel struggle at the same time. Sophomore year, dealing with sciatica, dealing with the weight loss thing. Because like when I was in high school, like, you know, weight training and stuff like that. But then I got real skinny and like health issues.
There was a buff roll?
Not buff, but you know, a little more. I mean, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's just crazy. And then that got me to a place of actually opening myself up to being more spiritually aware. Because at the time I was just kind of out there. Right. And then at that point I was like, okay, so what's up? Like, I'm something, you know what I mean? I started wanting to put the pieces together a little bit, and that's when it kind of started for me. That's lit, man. It's just crazy how, like, hearing everything you said, and I feel like I identify with a lot of it. So that's all I have to say about that.
And that's that stuff right there, man. That what you just said is why poets are important. You know, why expressing ourselves is important, because you never ever know what you went through, how that can impact somebody, man. Like we are so afraid of our scars. You know what I'm saying? We hide our scars. We wear long sleeves or whatever, you know, poetically speaking. You know, we cover them up. You know, we, especially as people of color, we hide our scars so well, especially in this country, boy. We've been through, we're carrying the scars of generations, you know, so it's important to shed light on that, because you never ever know who's in that darkness right now, who feels alone in that darkness. And when you shed that light, they're like, you too? And you're that great? I must be able to, you know, and then we're getting back into that rock star poet, that star player, you know what I'm saying? People start to see the star in themselves because this person was in the same darkness, the same universe, and understood that they were shining brightly. When you see darkness all around you, that means you're the light.
Yeah. But do we want to live? You're not saying live around darkness. You're just saying
no. You need it, bro. Like, life is about balance. Like I got a song called "Take a Break." Life is about balance. Triumphs mixed with the tragics. Anything you want, you can have it. It's only one thing that you can't handle, and that's you. When you fighting yourself, you so focused on the wealth. You jeopardize your health, jeopardize your life, trying to do it by yourself, trying to do it on your own. Too much pride, great big smile, but you dying on the inside. All those demons inside. You want to know how I beat mine? I took a break. I was hungry all day. And, you know what I'm saying? I go into the song, right? It's called Take a Break. So, and Take a Break is about understanding that, you know, it's not just about hustle. You got to rest You know, like life is about balance. You know what I'm saying? You don't really understand how great. So yeah, you ever watch Futurama?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, so there's this episode of Futurama where Bender is like in the universe or whatever, and these little people are like on his chest, and they like think he's God and stuff like that, and he's like giving them things, and then he's talking to the real God, you know, the real universe, and he's like mad about something. He's like, God, like why would you allow people to, you know, to die and to have cancer and da 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 da. And his response was, God's response was, if I did everything right, you would question if I had done anything at all. Like, if everything was just always right, you wouldn't even know, you know what I'm saying, what it means to really feel good, to feel blessed, to feel energy, you know?
I 1,000% agree. Because you have to know what that pain feels like. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what that, like we talked about, you touching the fire. You got to know what the fire feels like in order to know not to touch it. You know what the burn, the degree of that burn and how it feels. And the same thing for like the scars. We're covering up the scars, but looking at the scars, be like, damn, I got cut. I'm still walking. Damn, I got, you know what I'm saying, I got a broken leg, but it healed. I was able to, you know, heal myself back up. The back issues, damn, but I can still get out here and I can still do what I want to do. If I need a jog, I can still jog. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, we can still get through it. It's just the process of getting through that shit. Be hell sometimes.
Yeah, man.
God dang, don't
You
nobody
gotta lie to yourself, bro. Lie to yourself and say, nah, I'm good. And you're not.
Okay. Is it really lying to ourselves, or is
it's not lying to yourself?
It's kind of like just pushing.
Yeah,
Pushing
the belief.
Pushing the belief. I like that. Yeah, we're pushing the belief because maybe we're lying to ourselves to think we're hurt.
Exactly. Right.
And maybe we're really not.
You are what you say you are.
Because somebody's worse. It's always gonna be somebody worse than what you are. You know what I'm saying? So damn, I'm broke. Are you really broke? Damn, I ain't got this. Do you really not have it? Because you can make a way. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we have to think outside the box on how we can make a way.
It's just about building those bridges, man. Shorten that bridge to what you want. You know, you can say you don't have it because you're on this side of the lake, but you can swim across the lake. You know, you can make you got wood, you can make a boat and go to the other side of the lake. So it's not that you don't have it, you just don't have it right now. Because it's right there.
Yeah.
You have it. Yeah. Everything on the earth is ours, you know, so it's yours.
And even crazy thing about perception, you can swim to the other side of the lake and be like, damn, I like the view better on the other side.
Right.
Or you know what I mean?
Get to the other side and it's snakes and hyenas that kill people and shit, you know.
Let's talk about it then. Let's talk about the other side.
The grass.
Yeah.
Is it greener?
Is it greener? Well, what are some experience that we've had? We could talk about that where we thought a situation was greener on the other side, and we got to it and like, oh hell no.
Well, see, I think a big thing, especially I guess I'm thinking about in relationships, and you talk to people, right? And a lot of times there'll be certain things that people have about them in past situations. You're like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm good on this situation. And you move on to the next person who has what you were looking for in the previous person, but they don't have what the previous person had that you took for granted.
Come on, bro.
And so I think that's a great example right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just put myself out there again, bro, because I'm just not afraid, man.
Definitely.
I don't. I'm not worried about what people judge me for. Like, so I had a situation with this chick. This is when I stopped. This is when I decided to stop hoeing. So basically, I had a situation with this chick, man. She showed up to my house unannounced, in a trench coat with nothing on. You know what I'm saying? She was drunk as hell, bro. And I didn't. I ain't even gonna get into how the whole story played out, but basically, it was from that experience outside my house, that embarrassing experience outside my house. I was like, man, forget this, bro. Like, I'm settling down. I just want to talk to one woman, and that's it, bro. So, and sex does not have to be a factor. I don't even care about sex, bro. Like, sex is not even important. So. And that's exactly what I got. You know what I'm saying? I got somebody, you know what I'm saying, great all the way around, but the sexual chemistry wasn't there. And it was terrible. And it turned me into a terrible person because I was doing things that I don't do. I cheated on her, you know, like, and that's not how I get down. And I left that relationship and I was like, man, God, like, yo, she ain't got to know nothing. She ain't got to know how to cook, how to clean, how to do anything. She could be lazy for all I care. She just got to have that sexual chemistry, bro.
Oh, you talking about back then? That's how you
back
say.
then. This
okay,
is back then.
I was about to say.
No, this is back then.
Yeah, we get a little too far.
Yeah, man. We exposing today. We exposing. So, yeah, man, the next shorty, I got exactly what I asked for, bro. Phenomenal sexual chemistry. Yeah. Nothing else, bro. Like it drained me, bro. It drained me, and I was even madder, bro, this time. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? So
Yeah.
then I wrote the poem Royal by Blood. You know what I'm saying? I want my queen, want my queen, want my queen. You know what I'm talking about, God. The one. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
The
yeah.
one.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So and that's the journey that we on, you know, and people always you hear that 80-20 rule, you know what I'm saying? You're never going to get a person who has absolutely everything, who's absolutely perfect. You know, it might be like 20, you know what I'm saying, 10% missing, you know what I'm saying? The shorty I'm talking to is probably like 4 or 5% missing, you know. But you know, it's you'll see somebody with that 4 or 5% walking past, you know, and as you're like, and then you go over there and all they got is that 4 or 5%. You just gave up 95%
Exactly.
to get that 4 or
Yeah.
5% for this moment. Like,
I feel it. I feel
the
it.
grass is not greener, bro.
I feel it.
If you water your grass, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
You know, take care of your grass. You know,
Wow. You know what? That was simple.
Yeah.
That was simply said, but that shit real. If you
Yeah.
water your grass,
water your
we gotta
grass.
Water our grass.
If it looks green over there, okay, well, what can we do over here? Let's plant something.
That's,
you know,
yeah, because
let's plant a
we
peach tree.
forgetting about the goods that we have and saying bump that.
Damn, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, and you said something last night that I'm stealing. I'm just letting you know I'm stealing.
All right.
All right, cool. You said I'm sexually attracted to someone that I can't be sexually active with.
No.
I'm sexually because it's your shit. Say
Yeah.
what you said.
I say I'm sexually attracted to a woman I can do non-sexual things with. Like,
Word.
call me to patch up a drywall. Like, places, parks, and perspectives. Like, stimulating conversations and laughing about ignorant shit. Can you please a businessman by helping him shape his business plan? And in return, we can split that $100,000, take a trip across borders where you be calling me daddy in the motherland. So I make love to her like I want her to be the mother on my land.
Drop the mic.
Going to my notebook, man.
That's
Nah, but that right
That's
there,
real.
I resonated with. I was like, yeah, because you know, people don't believe you, especially as a man, when you say I'm not even trying to look for sex right now. Like one of my homegirls asked me, say, you don't be trying to get stale. That you don't try to go out and see who you could just smash that one time, like just for one night, you know. And it's like you get past that, or in certain life. It's cool, like sex is cool, you know what I'm saying? Everybody likes it's fun.
Sex is amazing.
It's amazing, right? It's amazing when it's deeper connection. You talked about
Exactly.
that because now you're just not physical, but it's mental. You know what I'm saying? It's emotional mixed in with it. When you can involve all that with it, it's so much that goes on with it. You know, with the body, with the mind, and it's so much fun that you can have with it. But when it's just the body and you just going through the actions, I don't know. As a man, when you're just going through actions, I don't know. For me, it just gets boring because you're just going through. It's just like you're going through. You're not putting your soul into it. And when you don't put your soul into something, I can't do it. Like if I wouldn't put my soul into poetry, if I wouldn't put my soul into anything we do, then I can't do it. And that's how. And people don't believe. You know.
Yeah, and that's real, but that perspective is almost like we're socialized as men to not feel like that. You know what
We
I mean?
are.
Supposed to feel like you always want it regardless of the situation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
and a lot of that is unlearning that and realize you want something real.
Right, man. And the biggest thing is understanding that exchange, the spiritual exchange that takes place when you give yourself to another person. You take on their energy, their thoughts, their past, their future.
Yeah.
You know, like and it's reciprocated. Going back to the spiritual numerology, yes, one is God, one is you, one is, you know what I'm saying, being in tune with yourself, but then there's two. You know what I'm saying? They say two heads is better than one. You know what I'm saying? That's duality. Now we're coming at it from two different perspectives, and then you create a child that's three. Now that's a foundation. You know what I'm saying? You can actually put something down. It's a tripod. You know what I'm saying? You can't put something on two. You can't put something on one. It's going to wobble and fall.
Oh, wow.
But with three, it's a tripod now. You know what I'm saying? And so we underestimate sex because we've taken out the reproductive part of it. We've taken out the reason God wants us to have sex in the first
whole
place,
point, right,
which is to
right.
procreate. You know, so very important.
And oh no, what you were saying just made me think right there. Talking about the spiritual side of it and talking about portals earlier. Yo, you're entering bodies. So yeah, you're gonna take on with that person. You're entering their body. You're entering
bro.
their soul.
Yeah,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying? So if you're entering somebody's soul, you're gonna feel what they're gonna feel. It has to be soulful. You know, just going. Yo, that's wild that we just want to enter something and not know what we're going into. Like, and that's what I'm saying about the physical part about it. Like, it's not just boom, I'm physically in there. No, like that's life. That opens up. Like that's life
man.
comes out of that.
Yeah, man. And you got to ask yourself, do you want to enter this person's life, you know.
Basically,
Do you want to enter this person's life? Do you want them to enter your life?
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we just, it's just a dialogue we have to keep having, you know.
Yeah.
It's conversations like this, building the awareness up.
And and I think it's important too when men speak like this, because you don't hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and we're not saying we don't like to get down. We're just saying let it be real. You know what I'm saying? Let it be something more than just one night. You know what I'm saying?
One nut.
One nut. What's a nut?
Man, a nut is
like I was gonna say 5 seconds. Might not even be that long of the pleasure and then the after.
right.
And then whatever the
For
situation comes with
for
it.
a couple seconds, like when
And then when you
miss
finish,
the journey.
like, damn. Sometimes you finish like I wouldn't even feel that shit. That shit, you know, you don't want that. You don't want that feeling like all right, I'm out.
And whatever the aftermath of that situation or relationship is, or whatever you did with that person,
man.
you got to deal with all that for that whatever point.
And that's like, that's not even just a sex thing, man. We were born into the microwave age. You know what I'm saying? We want everything instantly now. You know, we're so overstimulated with certain things. It's so easy to get to certain things. You know, I guess we expect that out of people now. You know, we want them to give us exactly what we want right now, and we don't appreciate the journey. We don't appreciate putting something in the oven and watch it sizzle.
Yeah.
Well, we miss the simmer. You know what I'm saying? We so quick to try to get to the meal.
I'm totally at fault of that as well, wanting the now, because one thing I learned this year big was on patience. I started the year off on patience a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I had certain people treat me a different way. And basically like communication, right? We get so caught up in the accessibility that we all have amongst each other, especially when it comes to relationships and being on social media. Then also you could text that person, you could call that person, now you can FaceTime that person. You can access somebody so many different ways all the time now. And it kind of spoils as they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? It kind of spoils that, because now you don't get that time. You're constantly talking to somebody throughout the whole day, right? There's no separation, which is it's cool. That's fine. But sometimes you forget the essence of not talking to that person and then being excited when you link back up.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? That excitement when you can link back. Oh, what's up?
Magic
like, you know
every
what I'm saying?
time.
Yes, magic.
Every time.
And sometimes I had to learn that if somebody doesn't hit you back in a few hours, they like, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest on that. I was like, man, so I ain't heard from so like a day. What's going on?
Right.
Now, but in a respectable manner, you know, I got caught up. We all got life, because I do the same thing. I get caught up. I don't hear somebody, you know, it's a bunch of people I forgot to text back. I think is there a statute of limitation when you just don't reply after so long, you just don't reply to somebody's message? But no,
the rules that we make up.
Yeah. But you know, it's just like we get caught up in the accessibility and in that patience of communication, especially like with relationships. And it just resonates because that's something I can relate to now. So
For sure.
yeah. And both of you have pieces on your side, or not side pieces. When I say side, I mean walking side by you. I'm not saying like walking side by side, because that's how I look at y'all to move. I don't look at y'all to move to, oh, I'm ahead of this person. Y'all have pieces that walk beside with you, and obviously I can see how it manifests into your art to help you balance you out. How does that feel? Like, that's both. How does that feel to
grounding?
Yeah,
you know, it's grounding. I wouldn't say every. I mean, but I can say every, because the reason I wasn't going to say every great man was because I thought of Michael Jackson and how he didn't really have like that true significant other. At least you didn't see that person. But I thought about his mother, so I can't really say that, you know. But yeah. But so every great man, you know, I think of Martin, think of Malcolm, you know, think of Stokely, you know, think of Huey, you know, all of these great men, they had that great side, you know what I'm saying? We're saying side piece, but we know what side piece means in this interview, right? So they had that great piece on their side, you know, that great whole on their side. I don't say this person is my other half or that is your other half. I say that's your other whole. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a whole person before you start talking to a person, because then you're going to try to get them to fill up things about yourself that only you can tap into, you know? So it's very important, man. Like, once you hit a certain level, like, and that's where I'm at. I hit a certain level and I understand that I need the duality, you know what I'm saying? I need those two minds involved in order to really, really break through to that next level of greatness, you know, because my vision for my life involves children, you know, involves community, involves raising a nation, You know, you can't raise a nation by yourself. I can influence a nation, I can impact the nation, but I can't contribute to the actual practice of building a nation by myself. I can't have children. If men could have children, it'd be what Martin Lawrence. He has this dope line. He said, "Man, if men was having kids, it'd be one motherfucker in here right now. We'd be dead, bro. Like, and because a woman is powerful, bro.
Yeah.
Powerful. Like, who wouldn't want that as a compliment to your life? Like, come on.
Yeah. And for me, I mean, it was always kind of a dream or like a vision to have somebody who I could be like almost like partners in crime with. So like king and queen, power couple. I want somebody who, I'm doing everything 100%. She's doing everything 100%, and we come together and we just wreck shit basically. Yeah. And so that was always the goal for me, and that's always what I was into. I've always been attracted to artists. I've always been attracted to strong women. I was raised by my family. Like, cause all my uncles, they're dealing with different issues or they're in different places in life. And my aunts have all been these high achieving, educated, successful people holding down households and stuff like that. So I was always used to women being like that. So a strong woman or somebody who I could have that power couple relationship with is always something I was looking for. And the thing is not trying to force the fits along the way. Cause like you might talk to somebody and they might not be the fit, but you want them to fit that. And then you're trying to force it. And next thing you know, when what the voice inside of you was telling you, you didn't listen to, and then it plays out a certain way, and you can't really be mad at nobody but yourself.
Right. That's it, man.
And that's when I learned to stop chasing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Man, I'm soaking it in. I'm trying to take notes.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm trying to take notes.
Soak it in, bro. Soak it in.
Be patient out here.
Cause like when I say not chasing, it's crazy. Like when I was literally like good. I mean, I got to a point where I was like, okay, God, like what's up? Like I want the one. I want that kind of thing. Yeah. And it's all a process, all a journey. So, but along the way, it's like, oh, the way that happened, I peeped that, or the way this happened, I peeped that. I'm gonna go through that door, like, cause you know how you talk about signs, right? I was talking to Lauren about this the other day, cause I'd be like big on signs and stuff. I was like, who goes anywhere without, like, anywhere you go, you're following the signs to get there. If you're driving down the street, you got to follow the sign to tell you which exit to get off, or you got to know which sign tells you to go down which street, because you don't know if you've never been down the street yet. So life is like that too. We follow the signs to get to where you're going. It's just natural. Wow. So first time I asked Lauren out, I mean, there was this movie about it's a civil rights dude. I Am Not Your Negro, James Baldwin. James Baldwin, the movie, they started promoting it on Facebook and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's dope. And I didn't think nothing else of it. And then Lauren randomly posted one day, oh, I'm trying to go see the James Baldwin movie. And I was like, this is my shot.
That's my shot. Shoot the shot.
So I seen her at Poetically's event.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like,
circle.
It was that week. Poetically was hosting an event at J Woo. And I was there, and Lauren was there with her crew. And everybody else in the crew, they performed and they left. But Lauren stayed and sat there. So it was just me and her on the row. I was like, oh, she didn't get up and left yet. So, you know what I mean? Like, what's up? So I was like, yeah, we should go see the movie sometime, blah, blah, blah. And boom, 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 fell into place. And it just kind of happened like that off of mutual interest. And then just friendship.
That's it.
And just
man,
friendship.
Those 2 points you just made, very important. Mutual interest and friendship. And when those two things are involved, mutual interest and friendship, you don't have to search. You don't have to worry about being patient. You don't have to do anything, because it's all just going to fall into place. Like I'm at a place where, like, after those last 2 crazy relationships, I was like, man, I'm gonna just I need to focus on me. I need to focus on my career. I need to just keep building, keep growing. And that person, what you gotta understand is the person will just kind of naturally fit into your mode, and you could tell them anything like, hey man, I'm focused on my career, and they're excited about your career. They want to see you grow. They want to see you build. They want to help you get to that level. You know what I'm saying? And then because you're friends with that person, you want to see the same thing for them, and it's not forced. You don't feel like you have to choose. You don't feel like you're making a sacrifice. Do this in order to do that. No, it's boom, 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 bam, bam, baby, boom, bam, boy. Like it's that's how it should be, and it shouldn't have to be forced. It shouldn't be forced at all. Yeah, as long as it's not forced. If you feel like you're forcing it or doing too much, like, and you really are, then kind of,
Now, because I have to be devious, it wouldn't be Poetically. It wouldn't be me without being devious.
He got the devious voice on the without being devious.
He leaned up and everything.
B-Rock rocks the stage, right? How do you know what I'm saying? And it's me playing, but I think it's important to talk about as artists that are perform, that know how to entertain a crowd, that people like to see, people like to watch, especially from an opposite sex, and we gain that interest from them, and then they gain not interest from them, but they really like what we're doing, and they want to get to know us. What line? Because you talk about knowing self, knowing the spiritual side and everything. How do you find that balance to say, yo, you know what? I'm not gonna like creep over here. I'm not gonna, because we perform. When you're fire, when you're dope, let's just come. You're going to have. We're not gonna call poetry groupies, but
that's what it is.
Like, yeah. But people gonna like want to get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What's the swerve like?
What's the swerve like? The curve.
The curve.
The curve, man. The curve is. I gotta go over here real fast. It's real simple, man. It's not. It's not really like. It's not difficult. When you're talking to somebody, it's a lot easier. You know, when you're not in a relationship, it's easy to entertain a little bit longer than you would. You know, and then you realize, I know, you know, but you usually kind of know off the rip if you want to talk to somebody or not. There's a difference between an attraction and a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Attractions and distractions. You know, you can see a distraction. You see distractions all day. You know, and we'll entertain those distractions, but we don't realize, we don't take that 1 second. Just take 1 second and think about, if I go masturbate right now and came, and then I saw this person, would I still be looking at them the same way? Would I still be feeling, you know, like, because a lot of times that sexual energy will influence your decisions or influence your patience for somebody, you know, like, but if that's already, you know, if you're already good in that department, it's easier to decipher. It's easier to make that discernment. So, you know, it's really just a matter of, and then you don't want to be an asshole either, you know, like, especially as an artist, man, the fans, that's your stakeholders. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're your lifeline, really. You know, you can't do anything, make any moves without their support. Right. You know, so you don't want to look like a dick either. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to give them the dick either. You know, so it's like, you know, like,
just drops it.
You know, like, you gotta understand, man, that that you have to just understand that there's a line, and understand what your line is, and be able to don't be naive when you see somebody trying to cross that line, and just be open to those signs. Like this one chick was like, she was a customer for Poetry Pens, and she threw in the text message, she was like, oh, I gotta invite you and your boo out to dinner or something like that. And when women do that, they're really trying to see if you have a boo in the first place. Women are very good at asking questions and get different answers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, very skillful.
You know, so that was one of those tactics. But you know what I'm saying, with experience and just not being naive, I was able to pick up on that, didn't even entertain it. Just was like,
now you talk about experience and not being naive. What experience led to that, to say, you know, I can't just fall for, you know what I'm saying?
Trench coat chick. You know what I'm saying? Like that experience.
That was the only one it took.
It was probably other ones, you know, it was other ones, but that put the cherry on top of the sundae, and I was like, I don't want the sundae. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that experience helped me realize, like, man, you can't just be slow stroking every female you meet, bro. Like, you can't do that, bro. And that's another big part of it. Like, I don't like to just have basic sex, you know what I'm saying? I like all parts of it, you know what I'm saying? Right. Every single aspect, the slow, the looking in the eyes, the saying things to each other, like having little laughing moments or something like that, you know, like all the real shit, you know.
100%.
So, you know what I'm saying? You just, with random females, like, you got to ask yourself, do you want this woman's problems? Do you want this woman to be all in your face all the time? Like, no, because I got shit to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I already got this person talking to me. Like, I already got that, you know, like, so it's just very, very important, man, to just, that comes with understanding your worth for real. You know, like, when you understand your worth and how precious your time is, you know, it becomes a lot easier to just be like, nah, I'm good. You know, I gotta go over here real quick to handle this sale. I catch up with you though. You know,
I catch up with you.
Yeah, I catch up with you. Always leave them, you know, on that tip right there.
Affirmation.
Yeah. Don't leave hope. Don't necessarily leave like a lot of hope or whatever, but give them, just be respectful. You know? Respectfully decline.
Don't leave these hoes hope. That's the message.
Don't leave these hoes hope.
Well,
no Christmas gifts for you.
Right.
Yo, I'm looking at the time, and we could talk all day long. I won't do that because we all got things to get to. It's Christmas Eve.
Right.
Eve, yeah.
Eve before the actual day. So, you know, we got things to get to. You finished shopping? Do you celebrate Christmas?
I mean, I grew up on Christmas.
You grew up on it, right? It's kind of like
I grew up on Christmas too. Yeah, it's kind of whatever now. I'll probably go see family though. You know what I mean? Because those relationships and those interactions are still valuable.
You know what's crazy? It's kind of funny how the spirit of what Christmas is, and that's why one thing I love about the principles of what Kwanzaa represents, because those principles that they celebrate should be cherished throughout the whole year. But I love the one thing I will say, being a pagan holiday, you know, Christmas, and I love about it, period, is the spirit and the joy. Something that should be celebrated throughout the whole year. Now, if some people just be on some bullshit, they be happy around that time, oh, hey, pal, you know, some shit. Bro, you weren't talking to me all year. Now we pals. You jolly. Get that jolly shit out my face.
Get your jolly ass.
Yeah, jolly don't even sound like a real word. Don't nobody be jolly.
I never thought about that. Jolly?
Jolly, don't even sound right saying jolly. I'm not even jolly saying jolly. No, but
I have Jubilee moments of Jubilee, but
Oh, that
not
sounds
just
so
jolly.
nice. Jolly.
I'm jolly today, you
A
know.
white person invented jolly, and I love it.
I'm jolly.
I'm
That sounds like a dog's name.
Yeah.
Come here, Jolly. Jolly.
Oh,
Jolly.
It does sound like a dog.
Yeah.
Jolly the dog.
Come here, Jolly.
Wow. Dogs are very jolly.
Yeah. Oh my God, dogs are hella jolly.
Yeah. But you know,
It's Christmas every day for a dog.
What? And New
Yep.
Year's.
Every time they eat, oh, it's Christmas.
Wagging the tail.
Wagging
Yeah.
the tail, man.
The dog's
yeah.
life is amazing.
Yeah. Oh my God. You walk in, they think you're Santa Claus.
Oh wait,
bro.
hold on.
Yeah.
What would y'all want to come back as? This is totally left. But if you could come back as an animal, what animal would you want to come back as?
A leopard.
Explain that. You can't just say
Leopards are like resourceful. They're the most resourceful of like the big cats. I mean, these cats, these
cats.
like you can watch. I'll be watching videos. For some reason, I just identify with leopards. They'll do stuff like they'll catch the baby calf deer. Let's just say a deer. I know it's not a deer. It's a gazelle. They'll catch a baby gazelle, right? And the mom will be over there. The leopard won't kill the gazelle. It'll hit the gazelle to make it cry to try to get the mom to get closer because he wants the bigger catch. Like leopards are smart. I saw a video of a leopard. There was a porcupine. And, you know, in Africa, the porcupine sting you. Like, it'll die because it's like poison tip.
Yeah.
The leopard figured out how to like it was swiping at the leg and figured out how to flip the porcupine over to kill it so he could eat it without getting stung.
Wow.
I was like, this nigga was smart, yo.
Wow.
And like lions or a lion will kill it, hyenas will kill it, whatever. But they can run up in the trees and they're so strong they can carry their food up and climb up the trees too. And the lions will try to climb trees and can't because they're too big. And leopards can live in the trees and stuff. I was like, these Negroes are crazy. So I identify with that because, like, they all have, and they're independent. So leopards don't move in groups like that. So they'd be like by themselves pretty much.
That's you.
And I feel like I identify with that because I'm an only child raised by a single mother. So I pretty much moved solo. And then they're also, out of the other cats, they can live in the widest range of land. So they're the most adaptable. A lot of lions and tigers or whatever, like they're more endangered because they're kind of trapped into one way of living, whereas leopards can kind of make it work in different areas. So that's why I say leopard.
Wow.
I was deep with it.
Follow that.
Wait a minute. Do you live around just carrying that question?
Right. He was right. He's a leopard because
Say they eat like this. Like you were prepared for that. Wow.
I've been big on nature shows because I feel like you find a lot of truth and a lot of the nature of God in nature.
Yes, sir.
Like I just recently discovered recycling, this idea of recycling that we think is like this new age way of thinking. It's the way God set it up from the beginning. Something dies, it goes back into the ground. The animals eat it. The bones decompose. It comes back. It grows into new life. It's recycling.
Yes.
It didn't get fucked up until we made shit that didn't go back into the ground. We started inventing things with petroleum-based products and plastic and all these things.
Yeah.
And now we have pollution and stuff like that. But originally the idea is for everything to go back.
Yeah.
It's the circle of life.
So yeah,
Circle of life.
I'll be on nature
Circle
shows.
of life.
You will be nature's.
I said I'll be on
Rome.
nature shows.
Yeah, I'm saying, but you're gonna have your own nature show.
I believe it. I believe it, bro.
Yeah.
I never thought
It's
about
gonna start with a leopard special, bro. And it's just gonna take
The
off from
poetic
there, bro.
nature boy, nature man.
Word, man. I would be any bird, bro.
Any bird?
Any bird. It
Not
doesn't
any
even
bird,
matter, bro.
but just
Like,
any bird.
I mean, of course, naturally, I want to be like an eagle or some
Yeah.
shit. Like a hawk or something.
Something cool.
A falcon or something.
You
But
seem like the Falcon type.
yeah. I think I feel the falcon. I felt
Yeah.
something jump in my shoulders when I said that. Like I felt my wings.
I see
But
it.
I oftentimes I'll feel wings. I feel wings. Like I feel like I literally be flying. I have dreams about flying all the time. And to actually just just experience that in real life,
Yeah.
like real life, like just in the air, just gliding, bro. Just you look down. I would say eagle because I have like poor vision or whatever in this eye. So like eagles have like very, very sharp vision, you know. So I would just be an eagle flying. Like that's just two perfect things, flying, and I can see everything. Like I just love that. It's so peaceful.
You know what I've noticed about both of your animals? I see it in your art in you. You know, you flying. That's the rock star. You going above and beyond than just the norms. You standing out, not just the same cadence, but you flying. You know, you using that vision to keen in and know the details of metaphors and details. I'm seeing that how you break that down and being a bird and spreading your wings, because you spread your wings when you're on stage. You don't have a problem like with that time when you were A&T and you audition. You had to spread your wings. You had to step off and you had to fly or crash. And I think that's how you view life, if I'm not mistaken. You either look at it like I'm going to either fly or crash. But you know in your mind, like, yo, I'm going to fly. And the same thing with you, like with the whole thing with the leopard is I have to be skillful. I remember the first time here in Rome, like just in the sense of being skillful, how I can switch something to be original me. You know, and I think I look at it like the whole thing with the porcupine. You're gonna flip it. You're gonna make a way so that you can eat out of something. So I think that's dope. I like to ask people that because it goes deeper than our personality. It's like we say things sometimes because we think it's cool, but we resonate with it for a reason. And it goes to our personality and who we are and how we move. And sometimes we don't realize, you obviously realize it, but it's like a deeper connection we have to certain things. I think that's dope.
So now I got to flip it back on you.
For sure.
Right.
What you think?
Oh, as far as like animal?
Yeah, animal.
Oh man, you know what I really like felt this year was a ram.
A ram.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Just being like headstrong and getting through anything, and just as far as the qualities like rams, how they move, it's like that's my spiritual animal too.
Word.
Yeah, like a ram. So that's just how we get down.
And you know what I like about the ram is when they run. You think about a ram running through something and just running like you said, headstrong and running through whatever that target is to break through.
Yeah.
And I feel like for what you're doing, all this for me at least. I don't know what else is going on out there, but I feel like you're breaking through into new things that I never thought about. So new opportunities, new ways of doing things. So not just going out and spitting a poem, but you have the poetic sessions that you put the videos of, and then you have the way that you put the graphics for your poems and do all that. I think it's real different. So I think I feel like what you're doing is breaking through to new ideas of doing things.
Appreciate it.
What's your sign?
Aries.
Aries. Okay,
Yeah,
true.
you know, it kind of lines up with that. And Aries, we're fiery. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to tone that part of my life down, being a fiery, hot-headed person. Yeah, because you want to go there, we can go there. Yeah, like the battle of words. Yeah, I can cuss you out without using cuss words. We can go there.
Word up.
But I had to, you know what I'm saying, you learn the yin and yang of life. Yeah, so you got to piece it down. But there are times some people you gotta kill. Come on now. Some people, like Jay said, you know, sometimes you gotta show your ego, remind these fools. So,
Yeah. Who they effing with?
we got effings too.
Ooh.
But like I said, we could talk all day. What I really like, especially we got B-Rock here. Hold on.
Uh-oh. I think it's about that.
Blah,
Did I
blah.
play the same one?
Man.
Was y'all feeling that beat earlier?
It don't matter. It don't even matter, bro.
You know what? Russ said it don't even matter. Can y'all?
I'm saying it like I'm Black Thought or some shit. Like, bro, hey, don't expect no Black Thought shit.
This is what we do.
I started doing this shit for fun. It's still fun.
Yeah, me
We
too.
end the shows with freestyle. So, can y'all hear it good in y'all headphones?
Yeah.
Y'all vocals sound good?
It's there.
Y'all straight?
Yeah.
Y'all fresh? Y'all ready for this? I mean, what's
Ready like spaghetti. I go in so heavy. I'm in here with my brethrens. We in here getting sevens. Whew. In a row. I do it again. I come back as a twin. Means I got two minds. I'm moving them at the same time on the same line on the same rhyme. No Black Thought, but I got black thoughts. It influences my black heart every time I have love for my black kins, my black friends, and my white ones too. Some of them are cool, some are not. We've been through here and the summer's hot. I'm in here and the summer's blocking my energy every time I come through with the 1, 2, 3. I'm the 2, 3, no 2, 4. Matter of fact, you can retire my jersey twice. Shout out to Kobe. That nigga's nice. My nigga's nice. I'm the fucking spice. You the sugar. Don't even come through unless I hit you with the Ruger. I ain't got one. I'm talking about my poetic gun. I'm talking about everything I use from metaphors. Anything I influence my life. It's going to come in twice. It's like Christmas time. I'm feeling nice. I remember those Christmas nights when we didn't really have much. One time all we got was an operation board. Guess what? We wasn't bored because we had each other. We had the weather. It was feeling all right, even though it was a blizzard outside. But we got warm inside. We got our hearts to thrive. Shit. I don't care if I fuck up. I keep going. That's what life is about. Getting through those obstacles we moving. Struggle. It don't matter. You get in your huddle and you come up with another play and then you go out and execute. That's all you gotta do. You could be Peyton Manning of your life. You could be the Cam Newton and throw it twice. You can get to the Super Bowl when you might not win, but if you get back in the huddle with your friends, you could do it again. Make another run. Make another one. I'm God's son. I feel the blessings inside of me every time I just open my mouth. I step on the stage and I set it ablaze. Goddamn, the boy is paid. And I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about the happiness inside. That's my wealth. I'm gonna pass that on to my kids. That's the generational health. Damn, fuck a debt. I'm in here like a fucking sweater. That means I'm fucking hot. Every single time, I don't care what the temperature is. I set the shit.
Shout out to Mr. B Rock. Came through, blazed the stage, blazed the mic.
Yeah.
We got more bars to put with that?
More bars. More cars.
Shout out to Kobe. I'm balling on them. Getting ghosts like Shinobi. They can't hold me. I drink this beat up like Sobe. That life water, it gives me that life artist. I'm spitting it type harder than what you heard from before. When I'm going up off the top, guaranteed that you never bored. Like the operation board that B-Rock he spoke about. When I spit it off the top, guaranteed I smoke you out. Yo, you can't match this, so you can't. I lost it, but I bring it back. Guaranteed I'm never just flossing. I'm always just glossing. I'm shiny. Rewind me. Every time I spit it, guaranteed I come so grimy. Rapping on that diplomats, these niggas can't handle this. Every time I spit the microphone, I dismantle it. Get it off the top, guaranteed they wanna just sample this like a sample beat. These niggas, they sample me. I put them on mantelpiece when I cut their head off. When I spit it off the top, guaranteed they necks off. Yeah, I'm looking at the top and I'm climbing up for that mountain. And every time I spit, I be flowing just like a fountain. So astounding when I spit it, guaranteed I still live grounded, but niggas better know I take it back to where you found it. It's the roots, yeah. That black thought, I'm coming off the top. Every time I spit it, guaranteed they gotta watch. Yeah, I'm chilling with my homies. Be rocking Poetically, you know they know me. It's Rome DeCarlo.
Run it back. Rome DeCarlo spitting facts.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was supposed to go again, but I'm gonna go anyway.
Go ahead. Talk
Dick long as a horse. That's why the chicks say, hey. I'm in here like every day, just grinding so hard. No obey, but they obey me. I'm from Baltimore, not DC, but I go for my dreams so hard.
Hey.
I'm in here so hard. I'm a fucking star. You gotta view me from a fucking far with your glasses on. I hope you ain't got cataracts, cause I spit those fucking facts that have you thinking back to when you should have made a different decision about your life, and you have to think about how you can do it right this time. Don't worry about next time. It's this time, it's this rhyme, it's this line. Every time you say something, you gotta come from your fucking mind. Listen to the voice inside. It's trying to tell you what to do every single day, but some people don't listen. Some people like to just watch TV and glisten the things they never had, shining through their dads, shining through every ancestors that they ever had, trying to say, yeah, we came from kings and queens, but what have you done today? Lately, nothing. Your crown is a little crooked. Fix it. You're something bigger than anything you ever thought you was, man. Shout out to Poetically. Shout out to Rome DeCarlo. Rome wasn't built in the day. I know that, so I just try to strive every single day to be my greatest version every single time I spit on this line. Yeah, I spit poetry and I spit rhymes at the same time. That's that broken music. That's that broken fusion. I just fucking howin' go tinks fucking fusion. I forgot what that shit is called, but I know they fixed together. That's that numerology. That's the duality of two people working together to reach a common goal. Like Martin and Malcolm coming together to bring the community together as a whole. I don't care if you just turn the other cheek or if you defend yourself. Just make sure you defend your wealth. And I'm talking about your family. I'm talking about the community. That's common unity, coming together through anything astrology. I'm talking about planets, because we planet, we on an axis. We do it faster and faster and faster. Blaster, Marasta, Ahancha, nigga, I'm a stalker.
Okay.
Poetically, get it hot.
What you living for? Nah. Better question what you giving more. See, this isn't me using a metaphor to tell you how I'm better or how I'm icy. No, just how I'm nicely with these bars. I mean, I shine like the star that's in my heart. See, I can take this beat apart and dice it and splice it and ice it. Man, I do ice it because my heart is cold, but I'm trying to warm it up. It's like the snow, really. That's ironic right there, because the snow ain't really ice. I mean, really ain't hot. But really, when I step into it, I melt it. Whatever I step into it, like the pot. Whenever I put these bars and I'm cooking, but it can't touch me because I'm rookie. Matter of fact, I am a rookie coming into this league with beat, rock, and roll. Don't ever touch me, you better go back home. See, this is me coming on the microphone, and I decorate anything I touch on.
Hey.
ROC. In 2018, you can call me Cardi B. No Migos, but I'm offsetting because they can't really put me in a box just yet. And they never will. I'ma always kill. I'ma always keep it real, because my family taught me how to do that. So when I sign my fucking will, I'ma make sure I'm living for the right reasons. He run it back, but it's still the same season. Shout out to Christmas, even though that shit is low-key racist. But you know how black people do it. We just give it the proper placement. We give it the proper soul. We give it the proper goals. We rearrange everything so that it comes together as a whole. And we feel whole. Every time we share these gifts, they are presents. That's why they call it the present. We preparing for the future. We remember our past. I'm passing on your ass. Yeah, I got a blast like a rocket. You take off and I'm the socket. No plugs. I come through like a fucking thug because I grew up around thugs my whole life. So sometimes that's all I really know how to do with my life. Like, you would think it was tatted on my stomach like on some Tupac shit, but it's not. I'm my own self. I'm a Biggie wealth. Matter of fact, I'm a big L, and I come through with that big pun every time I see well. See well, I don't really know what else to say. I'm just wishing on a star every single day, and it comes true. I manifest things from my mind and they come blue. Like the sky, that means I'm looking high, I'm looking up every single time. Like the sun shines and it shines on my face and I feel it inside. Then it shines from within, and then I bless someone else. From my family to my kin, from my friends to my enemies, they all come to me and they complete me in some sort of way. It's good and evil at the same time. You gotta have both in order to survive. You gotta have both in order to be alive. Do you even know what it means to be alive? Or are you just dying on the inside every single day when you walk into that place of establishment that you just go for a paycheck? Fuck that. Live for something else. Find different wealth. You gotta read different books that you weren't exposed to at a young age, because we're socialized to be slaves to an establishment that believes we should just get paid and get paid and get paid and get paid and get paid. But that's not the truth. That's not the proof. The proof is in the pudding. Shout out to Bill Cosby. I ain't putting nothing in your substance. But I'm coming in here with that substance. I'm coming in here like Dave Chappelle when he was going hard on the radio. Matter of fact, going hard on the TV, but now he got his own radio and his own TV. That's how you do it. Ownership. Do that shit every single day.
Yeah. Bro, you better go ahead if I get back on this mic.
Yeah, yo. Hey, yo, you wishing on a star, yo, you wishing on your guy. When I spit it off the top, guaranteed I'm with my squad. Rock poetically, I spit it with that ease. When I'm trying to get it right, guaranteed we coming for cheese. Yeah, we ain't looking greed in the face, we coming higher. When I spit it off the top, all these suckers gonna retire. I am fire, so spark it up, yeah, get it hot. When I spit it off the top, guaranteed these niggas gonna watch. Like I'm chilling on their wrist, but I'm cold with that flamethrower. And every time I spit, I light up like a volcano. I'm ripping all these niggas' hearts out. They call me Kano. I'm unclogging all of these niggas. Y'all call them Drano. I thought that line ahead of time. I spit it off the top with some clever rhymes. And every time I spit, I'm getting them better dimes. Shout out to my girlfriend, Lauren. She like foreign. Every time I spit, I be calling her in the morning to let her know I'm thinking about her. And yeah, I love her. I put no one above her except myself and God, cause I'm trying to hold it down and overflow for the squad. And we take it back home to the castle for real. real. And I be spit it off the top to just let you know that it's real. So I'm chilling with the homies. I pass it off to Lee so he can take it back and guarantee the MIC is his.
So you
Yeah.
wishing on a star. Okay, I like how y'all started with that.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
start
yeah.
with that. Okay. Let me find this. Let me find a little break. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So you wishing on a star. Who you think you voice? Nah, the ghost is in my voice. Yeah, I spit it like a phantom. Yeah, I'm driving through something foreign like Lauren was talking about in his rhyme. I mean, that was Rome talking about in his rhyme. Whenever I spit, it's a crime. Would be rock and Rome. I had to use their names just to get me through this line. Best believe when I speak, it's like you sniffing a line. I mean, it's dope. Something you put in your veins. Something that you want to say my name poetically. You gon' know the name. Matter of fact, your girl want to wear it as a chain. Matter of fact, I shine like the chain that you wear on your brain. I mean, that's 10%, but I'm the another 90% that you thinking about. Whenever I come through, I come through like a drought. That means I drain everything. She talking about Drano, me, I'm kind of like Mano. And with this flow, I'm kind of like New York. Who you talking about? I'm kind of like the birth of this. I mean, I'm talking a lot about my shit, but I'm kind of worth of it. I'm really worth of it. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Final affirmation.
Final.
Awesome, amazing, special, and blessed. I affirm I'm a god. She's a goddess. I know we're the best versions of ourselves. And if not, then we are men or I shake some help. Mr. B-Rock.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for everybody tuning in, watching Poetically Correct. My name is Rome DiCarlo. That is Poetically, and our special guest today, Mr. B-Rock, the Rockstar Poet. Follow him
It's a
where?
privilege. You can follow me on any platform at Mr. B-Rock. Instagram at Mr. B-Rock. SoundCloud at Mr. B-Rock. Facebook at Mr. B-Rock. MySpace, Black Planet, Christians Mingle, Farmers Meet at Mr. B-Rock.
Poetry is the new sexy.
Yo, he
Poetry's
had
too
me when he
sexy.
said black people meet. Hey, we out. Shout out to the YouTube viewers and SoundCloud. We
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.